the final form of the Signature Series 2 cables? Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. I'll be sharing my thoughts on Effect Audio's latest entry in the Signature Series 2 lineup. And this is the Effect Audio Dionysus, which is a $429 IEM cable, which is about $120 jump from the Eros 2. So we're crossing over to the high-end price tag realm, at least for me. So very curious to hear, if any, the changes this cable makes to your IEM sound. But before we dive deeper, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Effect Audio for sending this loaner unit for me to test and share my thoughts on this channel. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own and are not influenced by any parties. If you're interested in this or any other products that are featured on this channel, I'll leave some links in the description section of this video for you to check out. And if you've been enjoying my content, I hope you'll hit that like and subscribe button, as they'll help the channel a lot and I'd appreciate your support. Since this was a loaner unit, it comes in a sealed bag, but as with Signature Series 2 cables, you'll be getting it in a box like the others. I've got a full video of the Signature Series 2 cables, which I'll leave in the description down below. From the looks of the cable, we have a black cable, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd be getting a black cable with the Eros 2, but there's more of a dark grey, and this is the black cable, which I feel Effect Audio has been holding out to give it to what they deem is a worthy cable, so this cable must be it. It just looks sleek. For the others, it's the same design characteristics through and through, with the weave detail, the neck hook and terminations. The faceplate design on the neck hook has the most gold splashes over the black background, and that's because it's representing the gold-plated silver lids cable that this cable is using. It's a very sleek looking design, and it'll pair very well with most IEMs. God, I love the look of this cable. For how the cable influences the sound, again, this is where the camp is divided. And if you're purely looking for a cable for its looks and feel, the Dionysus ticks the box, but it does come with a price tag. The Signature Series Aries 2, Cadmus 2 or the AXC2 has their own distinct sound characteristic, which I've already highlighted in my previous videos. So if you're looking for a specific sound profile and you don't have the cash to spend on the Dionysus, then either the Aries or the Cadmus 2 will serve you well enough. However, if you want a combination of both, you can either get the AXC2, which combines both sound characteristics, and the Dionysus is something that threads along that line of bringing it all together, but Dionysus gives the overall presentation a little bit more clarity than the AXC2. But the AXC2 is slightly cheaper, so if you're on a budget and you want that all-rounder cable, the AXC2 got you covered. It's actually much closer to one of my current favorite cables from Effect Audio, the Effect Audio Eros 2. And since we're here, let's talk about that comparison. In my Signature Series 2 video, after all my testing, I found that the Eros 2 was the perfect pairing to my Thea Audio Monarch Mark IV, and it was the pairing that I still use to this day until the Effect Audio Dionysus arrived. At first, it was quite difficult to pinpoint what it is that's making it sound better, and one word that came out from my testing is effortless. It's like the Dionysus brings all the sound signature and gives it some structure. The presentation is pushed back a little bit, so you're getting it all without feeling fatigued or overwhelmed by the music. Yet it retains its presence and engagement. The bass still comes with the fullness, the treble is present but smooth. Of course, all the other cables mentioned earlier in the Signature Series 2 lineup highlights those characteristics, but the Eros 2 was that all-rounder that I've talked about in my videos, and the Dionysus elevates it just that little bit more. To most people, the Effect Audio Eros 2 is probably the most anyone would ever need from a cable. It's an amazing cable that will give you a very polished sound signature, but with the analogy I would use for this instance is that the Effect Audio Eros 2 is like the final boss in the game, but the Dionysus is that secret boss that is a lot harder and everyone would want to seek out to beat, but don't necessarily have the resources or the skills to do so. The Dionysus just refines what the Eros 2 brings to the table, and just slightly but noticeably provides a much more mature sound signature that ticks all the right boxes. It's a cable pairing that not only goes well with the Thea Audio Monarch Mark IV IEM, but it's an all-rounder cable that goes well with any IEM. So in summary, the Effect Audio Dionysus is what I hoped is the final form of the Signature Series 2 cables from Effect Audio, because it encapsulates everything the Signature Series 2 represents and presents it in one package. It doesn't necessarily replace all the other effect audio cables in the lineup, as they all add their own unique flavor to the sound, and they all come with different price range to suit your current financial status. But if you are looking for that one cable that will be the gatekeeper, just as the Monarch series IEM is the gatekeeper for me, then the Effect Audio Dionysus is that gatekeeper cable, at least for me personally. Beyond this point, we're entering that topic of diminishing returns, and to most people, the Eros 2 could be that gatekeeper cable for you instead of the Dionysus. However, this is all based on one man's experience, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Will you be trying out the Effect Audio Dionysus? Share with me your thoughts in the comment section down below. And with that all said, thank you once again to Effect Audio for this opportunity, and to all of you for watching. See you in the next video.